Brandon Sheppard led nearly every single lap last night at Farmer City for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. However, he got stuck behind Mike Spatola-Opie, and Ricky Thornton Jr. took that opportunity to pounce coming off of turn 2 and going into turn 3. He dove down underneath of him and was able to complete the pass, and he never looked back and actually pulled away from Sheppard, and interestingly enough, never was actually able to get around Spatola. Spatola never did go a lap down, despite being hounded by the leaders and playing a significant role in Sheppard getting passed by Ricky Thornton Jr. Here's what happened here late in the race. Sheppard obviously in the Rocket 1 car, Ricky Thornton Jr. in the black and orange number 20 RT. You can see right here, Sheppard has to check up, it looks like, in order to avoid contact. Ricky Thornton dives to the bottom, does the slide job through 3 and into 4, gets that outside, completes the pass right there going down the front stretch, and he would never look back. Sheppard would try to get him here on the inside, but Ricky would just power on the outside there. And again, tries to dive down there underneath Spatola, but he was not able to make the pass, and he would continue to maintain that lead for the rest of the race. And I think he would pull out to about half a straightaway advantage or more by the end of the race over Sheppard, who was having to fend off Hudson O'Neal at the end, who came from a B-main winner all the way to finish third on the podium. This is what Sheppard had to say following the race on what he needed to do in order to get into victory lane. Let's take a listen here.
Leading that race there, I was just kind of running the line that I always run here. And, it started to rubber getting into 3 lower. And, I wasn't moving around at all. I was just kind of trying to maintain my own pace and trying to get away from them a little bit. But they were showing me he was getting closer. And when they moved the tires out in 1 and 2, that kind of messed me up a little bit. But I still felt like I was getting through there okay. And then, now we got the right rear tires about half flat. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not. But I definitely, he definitely found the better part of the track there late in the race, and 3 and 4, I think, is really what lost me that one. But so sometimes they're tough to lead, and especially when you got the 20 RT and guys like that behind you. It's it's a tough crowd out here for sure. But just couldn't do it without all my great crew and all the people behind us and just sticking with us. And we got to thank all the great sponsors on this thing: Valvoline, Seabrook Calf Ranches, Ace Metalworks, Styles Marine, and Maine.
So there you go. That is what Sheppard had to say immediately following the race on what he needed to do. He's talking about how he had half of his right rear was down. That was a big storyline throughout much of the race. We saw Bobby Pierce go out with the right rear, and he would retire shortly after. Spencer Hughes was having constant problems with the right rear. A number of cars, I think Kyle Bronson also had a right rear. There was a lot of cautions, especially in the middle part of the race. It was unclear whether or not what was going on. I think Ricky Thornton said in his post-race interview that it was likely because people were getting up on that wall on 3 and 4, and that was causing the tires to go down. We did see Sheppard sparking off that wall, especially late in the race as he was trying to hold off Ricky Thornton Jr. As far as him saying that Ricky Thornton was doing a little bit better in 3 and 4, I think that was the case, but I don't think that's what lost him the race. I definitely feel like it was Spatola there in lap traffic. You could see him get off of the gas there, and Ricky Thornton was able to dive underneath of him, take advantage of that. Right, because I think he was about to make contact with Spatola coming off of 1 and 2. Interestingly, he does talk about how them pushing the tractor tires there out in 1 and 2 in that last caution. He thought that might have played a role into it. I do think that it did. Even Thornton said he thought it was going to negatively affect him, but it actually started to help him. Specifically in the middle portion of that. And I think it did take a little bit of the line away from Sheppard that he was running. We were seeing some really good runs there on the bottom of 1 and 2. I know Tyler Erb had some fantastic runs off of 1 and 2. He passed Devin Moran earlier in the race using that inside there and was able to really get a lot of good grip and a lot of good momentum to go down the backstretch. Whereas, like, obviously once they pushed that U tires out, it looked like there was the top side, the middle was doing a little bit better. And we saw Hudson O'Neal really take advantage of that, working his way around Davenport, Moran, Turbo, and even Brian Shirley there at the end of the race to get that 3rd place finish. We also got this here over on Facebook from Sheppard as well. He says P2 tonight at Farmer City Speedway. Not much I can hang my head about tonight. Quick time, heat race win, and snagged the pole award. Just came up one spot short to Ricky Thornton Jr. racing in the feature. Great family. Congratulations to them. Huge thanks to all the fans packing the stands and showing love. Nights like this are why we do it. We'll reload and be ready to give it another run tomorrow at Fairbury. That's today. Hope to see y'all there. So obviously not hanging his head, looking forward. He's definitely on the hunt. He's closing in the championship battle here. And Hudson O'Neal has as well, obviously, with that third place finish. Here is the entire rundown. Ricky Thornton, obviously your winner. Sheppard second. Hudson O'Neal in third. Shirley fourth. Devin Moran fifth. Turbo sixth. JD seventh. Dennis Erb Jr. eighth. Ethan Dotson ninth. Garrett Alberson 10th place finish, keeping that fourth place playoff spot tight. Donald McIntosh with 11th place finish. Mike Marlar 12th. Cody Overton 13. Drake Troutman 14. Dalton Wilson 15. Brandon Overton all the way back in 16th, so losing a little bit of ground there. Jason Fager 17th. Daniel Hilsebeck 18th. Spencer Hughes 19th. Carson Ferguson 20th. Shannon Babb 21st. Patola 22nd. Unzicker 23rd. Donnie Walden 24th. Bronson 25th. And Bobby Pierce 26th. And then here is what your championship looks like right here. Point standings after this race. I think Thornton had a 70-point lead. Now he has a 115-point lead over Devin Moran, so extending that point lead there. Davenport is 250 points behind, but this is where the real battle is, I feel like, is for this fourth spot. It has really gotten tight over the last couple of races here. Obviously, Alberson was able to jump over Overton in that North Atlantic swing that they took. And you can see he's got a 35-point advantage over Overton now. Hudson O'Neal has really closed that gap. He's only, 55 points behind Alberson there. And then Sheppard, he's not that far behind as well. And then even Dalton Wilson is there, only 620 behind Ricky Thornton, which, I don't know, he's like, 100 and something, 120, 115 maybe, if I'm probably doing the math wrong. But you can see really, really tight race there from 4th through 8th. And I think it's still anyone's game right now, but Sheppard really seems to be clicking. And if he continues with this consistency, it's going to be really close between, I think, him, Huddy, Overton, and Alberson there for that 4th position. I think Dalton Wilson, little bit of a struggle recently, but if he can get things turned around, obviously he's still in that hunt too, right? Only 15 points there behind Sheppard. But this battle for that 4th position is really, really tight. And there isn't really any room for error with these Lucas Oil guys. The competition is really stout. And so as much as Sheppard says, not much I can hang my head about tonight, he wanted that win. And he led on nearly every single lap except for those last 9. And just came up a little bit short there, got stuck behind Spatola, made, I think, a little bit of a mistake there. I wonder if he stays in the gas, maybe uses up Spatola a little bit, he wins that race. But Sheppard, it's not typically how he races. He is typically a clean racer and decided not to push it there. But Ricky Thornton took advantage of it, dove underneath him, really clean slider there through 3 and 4, and was able to hold him off and pull away. But what do you guys make of what Brandon Sheppard had to say following the race and what he thought he needed to do in order to hold off Ricky Thornton Jr. and take the win? Let me know in the comments below.